As you can see, I'm making my second video, and I'm gonna show you the proper caging for a video. Okay, I told my friend, he works at PetSmart, to make this video that I'm about to show you. So please put some comments. Please say you like it, because this might like, I really want some comments. I really want people to watch this, so enjoy.
Proper caging for your bearded dragon. Now, when you buy him, he's probably going to be a baby. He's going to be nice and small. So chances are you might want to get a temporary cage, maybe like a small 10-gallon tank or a 15-gallon tank. You know, what this will do is it'll allow you to keep a closer eye on him, and you'll have smaller space. It'll be easier to judge what he's doing. However, you could also just go ahead and buy your proper size cage, which would be a 40-gallon breeder. It's a cage that's 36 inches long by 18 inches deep. You're worried about floor space more than you're worried about height. Bearded dragon will do a little bit of climbing, but what you're really looking for is a large area that he can play around on. Definitely want to make sure if you're using a tank that it needs to be a breeder size tank. A regular tank is only going to be 13 inches wide. It's just not wide enough for an adult bearded dragon to turn around comfortably. So if you're going to go ahead and get the big one and save yourself buying an extra tank, be sure to look into buying a divider like you would use in a fish tank to separate fish out. Should only cost you about $5 or $6. Should be a little plastic device that you'll stick somewhere along the side of the tank, help make the space a little bit smaller temporarily, so that you can keep a better eye on what he's eating, his bowel movements, things like that. You also, once he is larger, you can look into building a custom enclosure as well. Again, just make sure you're building something that has a large floor space and can be properly heated.
So that's one of them. I'm going to show you the handling video. So please watch closely and comment.
Next thing we're going to talk very briefly about is handling your bearded dragon. When handling any reptile, especially small ones, when they're little babies, they can be a little skittish. You always want to make sure that you have both hands to handle the dragon. Okay? You want to be soft, gentle, and you want to give them a place to always jump to. They do tend to like to jump a little bit. So make sure you're giving them somewhere to go. Make sure you're always kind of second-guessing what his decisions are going to be, because he's not very smart, and they don't make the best judgments sometimes. And unfortunately, but a drop from a human height could possibly damage your bearded dragon quite harmfully. Now, as he gets larger, these little spikes on his neck are going to start to get a little bit more and more pronounced. Those spikes are a defensive mechanism he uses, and if he doesn't like you and isn't happy with what you're doing, he's going to jam you with them. So always be aware of where his head placement is when you pick him up. Most bearded dragons are going to be relatively chill and relaxed, as this guy is right here. And as long as you keep them handled, they'll stay that way. Just make sure you always handle them gently and with respect. You never want to be grabbing and squeezing or forcing the bearded dragon to really be doing anything it doesn't want to do. Doing things like this can result in lost toes, broken tail tips, and other injuries, which will be unsightly and possible harmful to the reptile's health.
Okay. Second video. I'm going to show you the lightage, the proper lightage. So comment and everything, just like usual. This is the last time I say comment. Okay. It's 3:30. So no, sorry. It's 6:30. I just looked at my watch. So please like it. My friend likes these doing this, so he put one on.
Now, what do these percentages mean? 5.0, 10.0, 2.0. They're telling you how much powerful that UVB light is in there. Generally speaking, 2.0 is going to be for temperate creatures, reptiles from a temperate zone. 5.0 is going to be from a tropical area, and a 10.0 is going to be from desert. So, for your bearded dragon, you're going to need a UVB bulb with a 10.0 rating, at least. Okay? Now, the other rub with these bulbs is that the coating on them that makes them UVB does wear off. So you need to replace this bulb every 6 months, regardless of whether or not it's burnt out. Because over time, it will not provide the same amount of UVB light, and your reptile, again, becomes susceptible to problems like metabolic bone disease. Again, I'm talking about UVB light here, not just your regular old lighting. Okay, what this should do as well is it should also give you showcase lighting. Now, showcase lighting is the lighting that you see to showcase your animal. It's going to be something that's bright, something usually yellow to a light blue in coloration to kind of bring out the colors on your reptile and to illuminate the cage for proper viewing. This bulb should take care of both for you, but the main reason we're looking at it is because we need that UVB for a proper growth, especially in the baby bearded dragon. Okay?
Okay. Now these other videos I didn't ask him to. He just like a lot of other people, my friend and a few of his friends just got one, and my friend breeded his, and he gave his some of his friends some, and they went to PetSmart to ask him. Not a big deal. So I'm gonna show you more.
The other thing that's very important to mention is while you have your reptile in your home, make sure you're listening to the reptile. Now, I know reptiles don't talk. He's not saying anything to me. But when I say listen, I mean watching your reptile's behavior, watching what he's doing, looking for things that are out of ordinary for your reptile, or things that he could be getting into that are not safe for him. You want to be watching for listlessness or laying around and not being very active. These things can be indications of other problems, and it's important that you take those into account and nip them in the bud if you can. Your reptile talks to you on a daily basis every time he does something. If he's over on his cage licking the glass, he's telling you he needs something. If he's spending all of his time on one side of the enclosure versus the other, he's telling you it's either too hot or it's too cold. If he's spending all of his time sitting in his water bowl, he's telling you he's dehydrated, he needs more water. Start spraying him. They speak to us, and part of your job as a keeper of this animal is to make sure that it's properly taken care of, and that you're listening to it just as you would listen to a child in the things that it will tell you with its activities and behaviors.
Right. I've got 8 minutes left. No, 8. Like 7. Yes, 7. Okay, this is the diet for it. Might be my last video in June. No, probably not. But
The next thing we're going to move on to here is diet for your bearded dragon. The key to a healthy reptile is a nutritious and varied diet. Too much of any one thing can cause deficiencies. The main staple of your diet is going to be probably crickets, which you're going to buy by the dozen from your local pet store for around $1 or so. Make sure that your local pet store is feeding their crickets something nutritious and healthy. The feeder insect is only as good as what it's eating. So don't hesitate to ask your local pet store what they're feeding their crickets. Also, other options include, which you can buy from your pet store as well, mealworms, which will probably come in a 50 or 100 count and should be relatively inexpensive, anywhere between $3 and $5. Also,
Oh, I know.
waxworms make a good treat.
Yeah, the whole
Generally
summer's
going to come
gonna
in
be
probably a
gone.
50 count, though some stores will also sell them individually or in small bunches. Don't be too generous with the waxworms, as they are very high in fat. They aren't
Ours,
necessarily the best
ours
thing
is
for your
like
reptile, though they do make a
it's
good
like
treat.
this August the
When your bearded
6th or
dragon
the
gets
8th or
older
something. It's
and
crazy.
much larger,
Time to eat.
you can also move on to larger feeder insects
Yes.
like giant
Yeah. So
mealworms.
I mean,
It's
we're
a slightly
literally
different
trying to
species of the
shove stuff
mealworm.
in.
It's a little bit bigger. You'll get a little bit
It's
more
not
out of
very
it.
good anytime.
Stay away from what people call superworms for bearded dragons. Silkworms are an even bigger mealworm, very hard shell, and they have a tendency to bite a little bit. They're not the safest thing, and if you are going to feed those, make sure you crunch the head first. And also, make sure you're offering a healthy salad every day for your bearded dragon. They do eat lots of vegetables. They get lots of hydration from those vegetables. Make sure it's anything that's dark, leafy, and green.
Okay, that's the last video I'm gonna do right now. So, please comment. Please put that you like this, and if just comment. I just really want some comments. This is okay. I just want to show you this. This is Don't Tread on Me flag. So that's all I want to show you. And I might have a video after this. So see ya.